Hello my friends, Skatz here, and if you've seen those scary headlines about EU border chaos, then relax. Let's separate the real experiences from the tabloid hysteria. The new EES or entry-exit system has now been live for a few days, and I've been hearing all sorts of stories. Long queues, quick exits, total confusion, and everything in between. So in this video, I'll explain what's actually going on, who needs to use it, what to do at the border depending on your situation, and I'll share what some real travellers are reporting so far. And Walter will be asking me the questions that you've been asking. Hello. Welcome to YouTooSpain. I need a quick reminder. Who needs to use the EES? Good idea, Walter. So, the EES is for non-EU nationals entering or leaving the Schengen area, whether you're with an EU citizen spouse or not. So, if you're British, American, Australian or from any other non-EU country, it applies to you. It replaces the old passport stamp system with a digital record of your entries and exits. You'll have your face picture and fingerprints taken at your first entry, and that data will link to your passport automatically on future trips. Which fingerprints do they take? Well, it's these four, and it seems to be the right-hand ones they take. And if they don't register properly, they try your left hand. But bear in mind the details of exactly what happens at different airports' EES machines can vary based on reports I've had so far. What about residents of Spain and other EU countries? If you live legally in an EU country, let's say you've got a TIE card for Spain, then you don't need to use the EES when you arrive. Just go straight to where the border guards are with your passport and your residency card. What if I've used the EES machine anyway? The machine either asks you whether you have a residency permit or it knows that you have one when it scans your passport, and it tells you to go straight to border control. I've seen EES machines and passport scanner booths. What's the difference? There are two different machines you can see at the airport, and this is where some confusion comes in. The EES kiosks are the new biometric machines for registering non-EU visitors. The passport scanner booths, which are sometimes called e-gates, are for EU and some other pre-cleared travellers, but they don't record your biometric data for EES. So, if you're not an EU national and not a resident, you must go through the EES machines first, then head to where the border guards are for final clearance, which might be an e-gate, or it might not, but there will be some border guards there to help you, I'm sure. Do you have any real-life traveller experiences so far? Yes, I've been reading quite a few traveller comments online from airports around Europe. Some UK citizens say they've breezed through quite quickly, even faster than the EU passport holders in some cases. Others have reported waiting for an hour or even two, especially when several flights arrive at once. But that's not necessarily new. I've waited for well over an hour, 1 year ago, 2 years ago. So experiences are going to vary by airport, by time of day, even by which airline you flew with. Sometimes people arriving 2 hours later at the same airport have said we had no problem at all. Are all the EES machines working everywhere now? Lots of people have reported that they haven't been turned on yet at the airport they use, or that they only seem to have been used for 1 or 2 flights to test them out. What is for certain is that the rollout is gradual, and the only promise given has been that everything will be completely up and running with all of the problems ironed out by April 2026. I'll believe it when I see it. Or maybe I won't. Well, don't panic when you see a few horror stories. They're never the full picture. Just remember that the tabloids survive on sensationalism. They love to make your blood boil, and anything to do with the EU is going to get a damning review. Hey, what about mixed couples, one EU and one non-EU? Yes, indeed. If you're travelling as a couple where one of you is an EU citizen and the other one isn't, and you're not residents, this is where things can seem a little bit messy. Should you just ignore the signs to the EES machines and go through the EU queue together? Well, not necessarily, because all non-EU should use the EES. However, probably the best advice I can give at this early time is that if you have, let's call it, an irregular situation like this, you should ask border control. And to be safe, have your boarding passes and travel proof along with your marriage certificate ready, just in case you need to explain your circumstances. And also keep those for possible questions in the future, if and when the EES shows up and overstay. Overstay! Don't be afraid of that, Walter. Use a reliable Schengen visa calculator like Schengen Simple to work out in advance if there's an overstay. Check out the link to that one in the video description below. It's also pinned to the top of the comments. It really is the best and indeed the only one that shows you the full picture, and it has a page you can show to border control with all of your travel dates on it. What if you've only just got your visa but not yet got your TIE card? Okay, if you've already got your visa approved for Spain but haven't yet applied for or picked up your residency card, best go straight to the border guard, not the EES machine at the moment at least. Tell them you have a visa in process, they can manually check it on your passport, and I presume they'll put it on the system right then and there. I'd also ask for a passport stamp on your visa page. Belt and braces, as they say. Any final thoughts? Yes, there are queues, but not everywhere and not all the time. And yes, it's new, but it's not complete chaos. Remember, the tabloids love a border panic headline. If you've travelled recently and used the EES, tell me in the comments. Let's build a real-world picture of what's working and what's not. Then we're all informed and not screaming at each other in headlines and memes. This has been very useful. Excellent. Then please give us a like. It really helps the video reach more travellers. And if you want the calm, factual version of what's happening across Europe without the panic, make sure you subscribe to YouTooSpain. See you every Monday live at 6 p.m. Spanish time. Safe travels. Thank you for watching. Peas and fluff. Peas and fluff. See you soon on YouTooSpain. And watch this video next.